Hello students, good morning to all of you. As we have completed half part of this chapter, as we saw this in the starting of the story, burglar broke in the house of merchant. Merchant's house wall was weak, so it fell down on burglar and burglar died when he was returning with his loot. Burglar's brother means burglary is not a crime in this kingdom. That is a business. Okay. Burglar's brother who made complaint to the king that his brother was doing business and this way wall fell and he died. So someone was sent to the merchant. Merchant came in the court. He pleaded, he gave argument. It's true, it was my wall and my wall fell on burglar and died. But my highness, I am not responsible for making that wall. That wall was made many years back by a bricklayer who is living nearby area in this kingdom. So bricklayer was summoned. He was called, brought to the court, and the king asked a question. Have you made this wall? And you made this wall weak? He accepted. I made this wall and I made this wall weak also, but I was not responsible for making this wall weak. As I was making that time, one dancer who paced up and down, who walked up and down so many times in that particular street where I was working whole the day, and she distracted my mind. Her jingling anklets disturbed me. My mind was diverted and I made a big wall, and so wall fell. So my highness, I am not responsible for making this weak wall. That young girl who is living in this kingdom, she is now very old this time, responsible for this reason. So king accepted. He thought this is a very serious case, and this old lady was called by the king. So he pleaded his own side and he said that is right. I walked up and down. My anklets were jingling. Due to that, this man mind was distracted and he made weak wall, and wall fell on the burglar and he died. So she said, but I am not responsible. That jeweler to whom I had given order to make jewelry, he called me so many times that day. You come now and you come then, and this way he kept me busy throughout the day, and this way I walked up and down. So this is not my fault. That is the fault of the goldsmith who was making jewelry, and that time he disturbed me. He didn't finish my work on time, and that's why. So I paced up and down. So I am not responsible. This king thought it's a very grave situation there. Very serious matter is there. and this case is deepening now. So he ordered his soldiers to bring that jeweler who made this dancing girl pacing up and down whole the day. So when jeweler was brought to the court, he gave his own argument. He accepted that I was busy that day, I didn't finish her jewelry on time. He gave the reason that I got the order of a big merchant's jewelry. Actually, he had a marriage of his daughter, and it was a big order, and that was very important for me to finish. And you know how this rich merchant are responsible, or sometimes now they forcing him to do his job first. It was important wedding. His order was big bulk order to make jewelry. So I was finishing his jewelry. That's why this thing happened there, and I didn't finish the jewelry of this dancing girl. So she came to me so many times during the day. So I was not responsible. That rich merchant was responsible, who had given order for jewelry to me, and I was making his jewelry. Finally, the story again reached to that place. From he was the same merchant whose fall, and that burglar died. So again that merchant was called. At that time he was enough old. He accepted this thing happened there. I had a wedding. I had given also order to the for making jewelry to this goldsmith. But he pleaded, he gave argument that my old father was when alive, he made this wall, who constructed this house, my house, and he is died. So he is died, so to whom you will punish? But important thing was there. This king said, you have inherited all the property of your father. You have taken the property of your father. That's why you responsible for his sin also. Whatever sin he did during his lifetime, it's okay, your father made this wall, but you have inherited, and due to that you have inherited property as well as the wrong deed also done by your parents. So you will be executed, you will be punished, you will be killed, and definitely you will be punished. So that verdict was given. That merchant was responsible, but there's something happened more. Everything was ready, stake on which he was going to be executed. That stake was see the new stake, but this merchant neck was very thin. It was not fitting with that stake to whom he would be just executed. So question was there, if his neck is thin, he not fitting with that but this stake. So king ordered to go and fetch some fat Persian whose neck would be fitting with that stake, and that fat man should be punished, maybe that killed on the place of the merchant, as his neck is thin. So he's just you go and bring, you see that uh, disciple. In beginning, Guru warned his disciple, this is a kingdom of fools. It is very dangerous to live here in this area. Let us go. Anything may happen here in future. So at this disciple was very greedy one. He thought very cheap articles are there, cheap food available. Everything was 1 rupees kg, and even ghee, even rice, even pulses, even fruits, even everything was cheap here. Only 1 rupees kg. He thought there is a chance to make body. Finally, this disciple was caught. He started giving argument, I am not responsible, I have not done any wrong deed here. I have not killed anybody here in this area or do any wrong thing. But his only fault was he was fat and his neck was enough thick to fit the stake. And finally they caught this disciple who became very fat like a bull. So took him to execute, cut his neck there on the stake. That disciple started crying. Disciple, even that helpless, what he could do now? Only one way was left, to remember his Guru. And he remembered his Guru. Guru was foresighted. He could see everything happening in present and happening in past and in happening in present and future. So when he remembered his Guru, Guru realized my disciple was in danger. Guru reached. So let us start what going to happen here. So what shall we do? He said, when suddenly I struck him at that the needed to do was to find. That one is already we have discussed. So here see, that of course the Guru who doubt about it, why do you ask? Then put me the stake first. You see that the Guru came, he just discussed something serious. He took this disciple aside. He murmured something in his ear and said that to follow. That when Guru said something to the disciple, he understood what he had to do there. And Guru said, no, I want to die first on the stake. Then disciple pushed Guru aside and said, no, I will die first on the stake. The rivalry they started, the competition. Guru once time said, I will die. Another side, this disciple said, no, I will die the first. King was confused. He asked Guru, what's the hell you people doing? Why are you discussing like that? This one, I want to die first, and once he say, this disciple says, I want to die first. What is the reason? What is the serious reason there? Then Guru was very intelligent. He explained, the person who would be killed on the stake will be the next king of this kingdom, and who will go after this me, that will be the minister. That thing stuck in his mind of the king, so he made something else plan. That much enough. Thank you very much.